What's good, people? What's good? Welcome to another weekend watch list where I'm going to go over uh, stock option trading ideas for the coming week. We had a short week last week, but the market started to look very bullish. So we're going to see if this stuff continues this week. Kind of a short watch list, but let's get started. First on the watch list is Lucid. And if you look at Lucid on the monthly, we extended outside of a broadening formation, ending well. Right now, currently we have a 2-1 on the month, with the one being a lot closer to the lows than it is to the high. So if we get continued movement down, we could start to see Lucid fall back towards lower support around that the $30 to $28 level. If that happens, we need this month to go two down, or we have a great setup for next month to go two down, giving us a two up, two down rev strat this month, or a 2-1, two down rev strat for next month. So I'm kind of leaning towards the put side here on Lucid. If we scroll down to the weekly, we have another time frame with time frame continuity pointing to the downside, just like the month. On the week, we have a double inside one, double weekly consolidation. I like these patterns because typically they're great entries, great targets, great exits. We have a 2-1-1 to the downside on the weekly, adding to the idea that I have right now that we're gonna go further down on Lucid. Let's see, we receive some good news, some deliveries or something like that. If we break two down this week, that happens at 36.91. Once that happens, our first target will be 35.73, which Lucid has found support twice. So if it doesn't find support there again and bounce to the upside, I'm going to be looking forward to reach that 33.02 level. On the opposite side, if Lucid does decide to find support in this $35 to $36 range, watch for it to bounce and retest previous highs. So I would take calls if it crosses above $40, with the first target being $42.56, second target being in the $45 to $47 range. However, if you scroll down to the daily, you see we have a two up, two down rev strat, giving more proof to the idea that we potentially have a reversal to the downside, and price action being a lot closer to our put triggers than it is to our call triggers. So on Lucid, I'm looking for puts under 36.91, but I'm watching for support around that 35.70 level to take it back up to 40, just to be prepared. Next on the watch list, we have Marvell, and this was on last week's watch list. I was watching for a breakout, and we got a small one. I believe it was Wednesday or Thursday. I believe we have a small breakout. We were looking for those puts, but Lucid found support at this 82.24 level, giving us a 2-1, 2 up, and then 2 up continuation on. Okay, market closed Friday. So this was Wednesday, giving us a 2-1, 2 up to the upside. So if you scroll down to the smaller time frames, you can see what that breakout actually looked like. You had a 2-1-3 reversal to the upside, 3-2-2-2 continuation. But by the end of Thursday, Marvell started reversing, giving us a 2-1 setup on the 4-hour, basically rejecting the highs around at 89. So rejecting the call trigger that we were looking for, setting us up for puts, because now the smaller time frames are reading red. So if we go two down on the 4-hour, you also notice that we go two down on the day, giving us a 2 up failed, 2 down reversal under 87.45. So, and put a potential double top as well if we reverse here. And I think this will also confirm a downtrend movement if we reverse and trigger this 87.45 level for puts. First target to be 85.63. Second target to be 84.60. Third target to be 2 down on the week for Marvell. And if you go to the weekly, you notice a few things. You notice we're above the 70 mark on the RSI, meaning that we're overbought. And usually when things are overbought, they either consolidate to give the RSI room to come down, or price action begins to fall. And we also have a 211 on the week for Marvell again. Good points for entries and targets. All we looking for is a break above the high or the low. And there's still a gap that needs to be filled to the downside on Marvell. If you scroll to the daily, you'll see that gap here highlighted in gray. But focus back on the weekly. If we break that 2 down on the day, 2 down on the 4 hour, 2 down on the day, we'll be looking for price action to reach 2 down on the week, and that giving us a 211, 2 down on the weekly. And then if we break that 82.24, we'll be looking for price action to come back down inside of this gap area and possibly find support around the 76.12 level. But right now, if you look, our one closed at 87.45 level. So we're a lot closer to the highs than we are to the lows. So even though we're watching for puts, we would be remiss if things were to gain some bullish momentum and start hitting back up to the top. So if price action crosses above 89.52, watch for it to break the $91 level and probably struggle around this area because it's rejected there 4 times now. But if we can get over there, the next target will be around 93.85. So with Marvell, the level that I'm looking for it to break, right, puts below 87.45, calls above 89.52. Next on the list is PFE, and they just received approval for their pills, I believe it was. But let's start with the weekly here. So on the weekly, right, we have a 2 up failed. If you look back, usually when you have these 2 up fails at the top of a bullish trend, right, they're usually an early sign of reversal. And proof is this 2 down here. After this 2 up failed, there was a 2 down. Where price action broke below the low of this candlestick and went down to the first target here at $50.21 before it reversed and price action started getting purchased back up, making this a failed 2 down, which a failed 2 down hammer at that, which is a sign of a reversal back to the upside. And proof of that is the candle right after it, which was a 2 up, where there was a lot of buying action, price action knocked out this high, knocked out this high, and then went to create new highs. But if you're paying attention to PFE, Pfizer, you notice that we're overbought on the RSI, and we have a failed 2 up on the week, which again, in my eyes, has been proven to be an early sign of reversal. So with that, I'm going to be watching for puts below the low of this 2 candle at 57.15, with my first target being around 55.67, second target being around 53.99, third target being around 53.40. I also mark level for calls just in case things were to continue up, which would be above 61.93. Now, if you noticed, I have 2U day and 2 down day marked as well. And that's because I scrolled down to my daily time frame and took note of possible earlier entries. If you would look on the 4 hour and the daily. Let me get rid of some of this stuff. Edit, bada boom, apply. Right. On this daily, right, even though the week is signaling possible reversal to the downside, PFE kind of has a bull flag forming on the daily time frame. So what that lets me know is a potential break is in the works for PFE. We just have to pay attention to which way it could possibly go. And we have a 2-1 on the daily, which is also great for entries, for calls or puts. We just have to watch again for a break above the high or the lows. Right now, there's two is to this one candle is a 1 to the downside. So these let me know that price action is closer to the lows than the highs. So this tells me to watch for puts below 58.31, with our next target being 2 down on the week, which is 57.15. And if we break that 57.15, then look for price action to go down to those levels that I mentioned earlier. The first one being 55.69 area. But if this is a true bull flag and we get a reversal on this next daily candle and a break above the highs, that'll take us 2 up above $60.80, 8 cents. With the first target being $60.66, second target being the current highs, past highs of 61.71. So if you look at the weekly, you see our entries will be for calls will be 61.93, entries for puts 57.19, but the earlier entries that I'm watching for calls are $60.08, for puts $58.31. Next on the watch list is a play brought to you by a friend of mine, Balance Mind. I don't want to give y'all the wrong thing, so give me a second. Give me a second. A friend of mine named Balance Mind Lifestyle on Instagram. Check her out. She makes sweets, treats, health conscious meals, vegan meals, all around great person. Be sure to check her out. She brought awareness to DOCU, which has a huge gap that is yet to be filled on the daily time frame. On the daily time frame, right? And we also have 2-2 continuation up to the upside. So what we're watching for on DocuSign here is strictly, we're watching for calls. We're watching for calls above this 158.60 level, and we're watching for a break above 163.77 to confirm a move up into the gap on Docu. And you can grab time on these because it's a huge gap that needs to be filled. So if you're looking for contracts, give yourself some time, 2 to 3 weeks out if possible. Maybe even longer if you have the stomach to stay in a trade even longer. But we all know price action usually works on memories, and price action does not like gaps. So gaps get filled eventually. And again, here, the level that needs to be broken to start filling this gap is 163.77. The level that we're watching to break and enter on potential calls is 158.60 on DoCU. Last but not least on the watch list is Jets. And the reason that I like Jets is mainly because of this daily time frame. If you're looking on the daily, we have a double bottom setup. And usually with these double bottom setups, you watch for a break at the neckline, which I have highlighted here at 22.11. If we break this neckline area and continue to run up, I think Jets could have the potential to be a highly profitable trade, especially if news come out that these countries have a better hold on you know, what's going on in the world. If they announce that they have a better hold on it, then you can expect that countries are going to open back up, airlines are going to stop canceling and delaying flights. And being that Jets is an airline ETF, if all the airlines go up, my thought process is that Jets is going to go up. And on top of that, again, we have this double bottom setup. So I'm watching specifically for a neckline break on Jets at 22.11. However, I'm not naive and I'm playing for both sides. I don't assume to know where any of these stocks are going or where they could go. I set triggers and I wait for triggers to do what they do. Trigger. So if we get a reversal here and go 2 down on the day, that'll happen at 21.13. Watch for price action to fall to this 20.89 level, current support. And if price action doesn't find support at this level, watch for it to fall to the $20.18 mark. But with that being said, that covers the weekend watch list. If you want to know more or you want to talk with me personally, all you have to do is click the link down in the description to join my study group, where I host this call and several other calls throughout the week and share other trading option ideas, as well as there are dozens of other amazing traders in there as well. And it's free range. We talk whenever we're available. And the same goes for you. When you have ideas, you have a place to share it, a place to talk about it openly and freely. That about covers the video. I'll see you guys in the chart. Let's make some money this week.